So Tottenham Hotspur apparently want Glasner from Crystal Palace. Lots of reports today that Tottenham Hotspur have approached Palace about talking to Glasner. Now, as with anything, I always say this in all my videos, you never know what is true, you never know what is false. But what we do know is that Glasner should definitely be a manager on Spurs' radar. He's done absolutely fabulous work. First of all, winning the Europa League with Frankfurt, and then taking over Crystal Palace in a real difficult spot, getting them out of any sort of relegation trouble with an absolute fantastic run towards the end of last season. Bit of a dodgy start this year, but since then they've been flying up the league table. They're in magnificent form. Semi-finals of the FA Cup. And what we do know about Glasner is Glasner can sort out a defence. If we look at Crystal Palace this year, they've got the best away record for goals conceded of any team in the Premier League. They have conceded 12 goals away from home, which is absolutely outstanding. They're 6th in the away form table. The home form isn't as good, but it does go to show that Glasner knows how to set up a team, knows how to be awkward, knows how to be difficult to play against. Let's have a look at some of the things he's done since he's gone there, shall we? He's gone there and made them very, very hard to beat. He's gone there and sorted out the defence magnificently. The three at the back that all fight for each other, that all play for each other at all times. Anything that comes in a box, they've got someone there to clear it away. And along the ground, they've got players like Mark Guehi and Lacroix to clear it up. And then look at what he's done with people like Mitchell and Munoz. If I had said to most Spurs fans, Mitchell and Munoz are going to be signing for Spurs, they would have lost their minds. But this guy's worked wonders with them. And Munoz, for me, is simply one of the best right backs, stroke right wing backs in the Premier League. Criminally underrated. Then when you look at the midfield, you look at that midfield and on paper, you think, okay, Wharton from Blackburn. They've got Lerma, Hughes. Look how well they've done though. Look how well they have done with those boys in midfield. And they only ever play two in there. They're solid, they work hard, they just got a bit of everything. Driving forward, tracking back to defend. And Glasner has instilled this into them. Then they've got a little bit of flair, haven't they? They've got Eze. Now, people will say, well, he's not been as good as last year. But does he need to be as good as last year? Eze, whenever I watch them, he's that one player, sorry, a bit windy, he's that one player that offers that little bit of flair, that little bit of getting on the ball, getting it out of his feet, driving at the opposition, dragging his team up the pitch, which is a very underrated skill. A bit like the way Jack Grealish does. Take the ball, comfortable on it, drag your team up the pitch, and you know what? Bring others into the game. For me, Eze, lots of conversation about Tottenham Hotspur wanting him, but we never quite did. Now, when you look at it moving forward, you then look at the likes of Sarr, who they bought in quite cheaply in the summer. Mateta, who was, I believe, about 11 million euros, who's been absolutely brilliant for them, and I'm jealous. When I look at Solanke and I look at Mateta, I'm absolutely jealous. And then you look at, they've got a mixture of players that can play on the other side, including the likes of Kamada. And when I look at this Crystal Palace team, there's no standout stars, there's no egos, but this manager has gelled them and moulded them into a fantastic team. And there's no wonders that clubs like Tottenham Hotspur and RB Leipzig, I've been told, want him as well. Apparently Bayern Munich tried to get him in the summer. There's no wonder why clubs want Glasner. Now, why would I want him at Tottenham? Well, I could go with the easy answer of he's not Ange. I won't just go with that answer. But it is true. I think Glasner comes across brilliantly. You never see any issues with him in the media. His interviews, his press conferences, he never seems to be flustered. He never seems to be in a rage. He never seems to be aggy with the reporters or anybody asking him the questions. He comes across like a really nice guy. But for me, why does he fit Tottenham? He's a coach. I've said it for years, Tottenham need a coach. We can talk about top managers like Conte and Jose. We don't need that. We need someone that can come in with these players and coach them better. Come in, make us difficult to beat, drill the defence, do something with the defence, because we know that clown Ange does nothing with the defence. Be hard to beat. And for me, this is what we need. Put your arm around the younger players, help them grow. The way he has with Wharton, the way he has with Mitchell. I think he's done an absolutely fantastic job. Now, could he replicate that at Spurs? I know that's one of the first things people will come back in the video and say, well, it's different. The pressure is different at Spurs to Crystal Palace. But listen, Poch, we got him from Southampton. Harry Redknapp came from, Portsmouth or wherever he came from at the time. Southampton, one of the two. You look, some of these better managers we've got came from lower league clubs and they set up brilliantly. For me, I want that at Tottenham Hotspur. Now, are these reports true? I don't know. You don't know. We all probably don't know. But if you said to me right now that Glasner's going to take charge for next season, I'd be over the moon. A top coach. He's won silverware with Frankfurt in the Europa League. He could possibly win the FA Cup this year. What a top manager, top guy, amazing coach, drills a defence. And for me, I want to see him do with some of our younger players what he did with the likes of Wharton. So let me know. I'm going to ask you this. Would you want Glasner? If yes, why? If no, why not? Let me know your thoughts. Speak to you soon, and we'll be back later for Aston Villa away at PSG in the Champions League. Take care. And as always, come on, you Spurs.